What is going on, warriors and farmers of Tamaris? Back again with another Call of Dragons video. It is doomsday in the game. So many players are losing their minds because the game developers have introduced a brand new mechanic known as the last stand. In today's episode, we are going to discuss the advantages and the disadvantages of this brand new addition. If you're new here, subscribe for more content, like the video, share it with your friends, drop some comments down below. Let's get right into it. Alright, warriors of Tamaris, it is doomsday in Call of Dragons. There is a lot of backlash on the Call of Dragons Discord page. So many players are losing their minds because of this brand new last stand addition. So let us see what it says and then we discuss what is happening. So in order to bring you the best possible gaming experience, we will be updating the game on UTC blah 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 on the 25th at 2:30. The update process will last 1 hour. The content of the update is as follows. When a legion comes under attack from over 30 enemy legions simultaneously, last stand will be triggered, increasing damage resistance and reducing damage taken by the legion. The more legions attack simultaneously, the more damage resistance is increased. So this is what so many people are not happy about. A lot of people are saying that this is going to eliminate team play because most alliances coordinate to destroy their enemies. So if you make it difficult for them to die, they are going to be very difficult to defeat. And they are correct about it. However, me personally, I look at this in a different way. It's going to make it so that alliances become even more coordinated. You need to come up with new system and new styles to destroy your enemies. We're going to see how this new combat rule is going to affect every single troop type. And the first one we're going to start with is going to be the infantry. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the rise of the infantry meta in Call of Dragons. Things are about to change. The last stand is going to make things very interesting for the open field. So we're going to play some background animation of Nika and just talk about infantry and how this new change is going to affect them. So many players have been complaining about infantry not having any good merits on the field. And that is completely true. Many people don't invest in infantry because you get focused by over 100 people and you're dead within 5 or 10 seconds. This brand new system is going to change that. Now we're going to have some awesome gameplays with the blink infantry. You will be able to blink and trap many enemies at the same time, preventing them from escaping. I think this is going to be another good team play. Many alliances will have to adapt to the new style of fighting with this brand new last stand. The good thing is that your infantry will be getting a lot of merits on the field, and I think that is a major advantage. It's going to be awesome for PvP. Infantry with tanks and shields and healing will be so good at playing on the field. You will send them, get some merits, screw around with your enemies, and do a bunch of good stuff on the field. Your coordination will have to go to the next level. I think this is going to separate weak alliances from strong alliances. The ones that know how to coordinate will be able to get around this last stand mechanics. So I think it's going to be a very good thing for the game. We are now going to see a lot of people start investing in infantry because they are now going to be very, very relevant on the field. You won't be left out if you are an infantry main. You can send your infantry, help your team out, get some merits, do lots of counter attack. I don't know how Goresh and Skogul are going to be doing on the field. Goresh and Skogul will be getting so much merits because of the counter attack with all the resistance and all of that good stuff. So basically, if more than 30 people attack you at the same time, your resistance starts increasing. The more people attack you, the more resistance you get. The longer you last, the more merits you're going to get. It's going to make it so that we invest in infantry as well. There are going to be so many main infantry in the game, and that is a good thing, allowing for excellent strategies. Alliances that coordinate are going to like this new system. Let's forget about how the enemy dies so quick, and let's focus on how we can get around this by creating proper team play to destroy everyone. Up next, we're going to check out some cavalry and how that is going to affect the game. Will the last stand make the cavalry very strong in PvP? And the answer is yes. Thing is, cavalry are not as tanky as infantry, so they will still be easy to kill. 30 people targeting a cavalry is still a lot. They are just going to melt with 30 people. However, with the arrival of this last stand, there is going to be a bunch of new strategies for PvP. So first of all, you send your infantry in the front line, and then you send a whole bunch of cavalry to zoom through the infantry and just go for the back line. And now that they are going to be somewhat difficult to kill, they should be able to do a lot of good stuff in open field PvP, where there is lots of mages and archers because of this brand new last stand mechanics. So I don't really know why people are still complaining. It's just gonna make all the other troop types versatile. They will be able to participate in small-scale wars and large-scale war. So I don't see how this is going to be negative for the game. It's just gonna make your cavalry relevant for PvP, especially in those group fights. You can just hide in the mage ball, and then out of nowhere, your alliance can organize and just send a whole bunch of cavalry to wipe everything in the front line. Especially if the enemy infantry front line is difficult to kill. If your alliance has a whole bunch of cavalry, you can zoom through those infantry and go straight for those range units. So I don't see how this is going to affect alliance team play. I don't know why people are still complaining, but I think this is going to be a big deal for PvP. More strategy, it will allow more people to be relevant in the game. So this is how it's going to affect the cavalry. Now cavalry are a little bit squishy. 30 people attacking cavalry can still kill it, but with these new mechanics, you can now use your cavalry in large-scale war, especially for those alliances that are well organized. They will be able to use it to bypass those infantry that don't die and go straight for the backline and just cause chaos. Up next, we check out the archers. How is the last stand mechanic going to affect the archers? It's going to make them even stronger. So we're going to look at some Nico animation. So this one right here is Nico, a pretty good commander you can get from the gold key. Nico has lots of counter attack, but with these new mechanics, he should be able to last a little bit longer and give you more damage through counter attack. Now, is that a bad thing? I don't think so. I mean, 30 people attacking an archer is still a lot. It should kill it fast. But this new mechanics is going to help a little bit. You have the like of Husk and Kinara, who will be so useful with this new addition of the last stand. People have been complaining about archers not very good because of their medium range. They just get targeted by mages a lot. But I think the new last stand mechanic is going to change that. You will be able to last longer on the field and do more damage in the long run, which is pretty good. Now let's talk about something that might happen in the future. I see this happening. I hope it does happen. So let's say there is an alliance that has a lot of archer main players, okay? With the help of the last stand, they will be able to get closer to the mages without dying. Picture this. 200 archers versus 200 mages. These archers don't have long-range warfare, okay? But there is last stand. It means they will be able to get closer to the mages and just cause chaos. And if those mage players don't have any infantry to protect them, an army of archers can come in and just annihilate all of them. So as you guys can see, things are about to change. This last stand is going to affect every single troop type in a different way. And we don't know which one is going to be the meta in the future. So before you invest, you need to be a little bit careful. Just wait and see what this last stand is going to do. So this one is just hypothetical, where you have like 200 archers versus 200 mages. With the help of the last stand, it is possible to bypass that discrepancies that you get from the medium range of the archers with the last stand. As soon as you get close to the mages, you're all now in the correct range and you just fight. Things are going to be very, very interesting. I cannot wait to see some alliances do that. Lastly, we're going to have a look at the mages and see how this new mechanics is going to affect them. The mages have been the dominant force in the open field for a very long time, and I still think they are going to remain dominant with this last stand mechanics. So how is this going to affect mage heroes? First of all, let us have a look at the mage heroes. What makes them so strong? Let's begin with Lilia. Mages rely on rage, okay? So without last stand, most of your enemies are going to die in less than 10 seconds, and that will not allow you to use your mage rage skill. All the mage good stuff, you're not going to use it. With the arrival of the last stand, your enemies will last a little bit longer. This will allow your mages to cycle through multiple skills. And when you have mages that do AoE, that AoE is going to be splashing everywhere. Guys, this is a good change. Let's say it takes you 20 seconds to kill an infantry. That's gonna give you like 2 or 3 cycles of rage skills. And those rage skills have AoE. Your AoE are going to be splashing everywhere and just annihilating everything. Your talent tree will be important. There are so many things that are going to help your mages. Because it's gonna take a long time to kill your enemies, you will be able to cycle through your rage skills to just annihilate them completely. So I think this last stand mechanic is very, very good. I don't know why people are complaining. Look at Thunderlin. Thunderlin has a rage cycle that takes forever to complete. With the arrival of this new mechanic, that particular enemy is gonna take time to die, allowing Thunderlin to do as much damage as possible. Mage artifacts take a little bit longer to charge than archers. This is gonna give you the time to use your artifacts and do so much damage. So I don't know why people are still complaining about this last stand mechanics. I think it is good for the game. Let us have a look at the war pets in Call of Dragons. The mage war pets, okay? So we click on Lilia and we have a look at this pet. When you use mages, most of the time you don't get to use the talent skill of your pet. Why? Because the enemy is dead. Well, guess what? With the last stand, you're gonna have the opportunity to use your AoE mage pets. And even if the target takes long to kill, your pets are AoE. They are going to be hitting people who are nearby and giving you even more damage. Another good thing about this is that we have the follow-up skills in the game. The follow-up happens 2 seconds after your pet casts a talent skill. This is a skill that is exclusive to mages only. With the arrival of the last stand, you should be able to cycle through your follow-up and your super follow-up. And now if you have a powerful mage pet, you should be doing some tremendous amount of damage in PvP. So I don't see how this last stand is going to be a negative addition to the game. I don't know why people are complaining. There are going to be so many new strategies for PvP, so many new things you can do against your enemies. Alliances that are well coordinated are going to be even differentiated from the noob alliances that don't know what to do. When you're coordinated, you will be very good at dealing with your enemies, regardless of whether the last stand is available in the game or it is not. So what do you guys think of this analysis? Do you still think the last stand is bad for the game? I don't think so. I think it's going to change the game and make it even better. We have been used to just annihilating enemies and just wiping them out as fast as possible. But with this new addition, things are going to change. We're going to see a whole bunch of new strategies that will make the game fun for everyone. Let us keep this pushing and have a look at some of the artifacts that are already available in the game. There are so many artifacts in the gold key that people don't use. But with the arrival of the last stand in the game, those artifacts are going to be important. We're going to see how defense artifacts and HP artifacts are going to perform on archers, mages, cavalry, and infantry. Things are about to change, guys. Artifact usage will be different with this new addition. Because the enemy takes long to die, we're going to find a bunch of different combinations. Right now, I kind of regret destroying these 2 artifacts, the Dragon Rift and the Springs of Silence. With the arrival of this new system, these 2 artifacts might become very, very good. We may even see some epic artifact we have ignored for a long time become a new meta artifact on the field. So we're gonna have to wait and see when these new mechanics come into the game. I don't think it's going to be negative for the game. I think it's going to improve the game for real. It will just give us more strategy, make us know how to deal with our enemies. And if your alliance has lots of infantry and cavalry, you will know how to interchange between them. You will know how to send the best one to destroy the enemy at any given time. Lastly, we're going to talk about how to invest in Call of Dragons with the arrival of this last stand mechanics. Because as of right now, we don't know which troop type is going to be the new meta. We also don't know everything about this new last stand mechanic. Things are going to change. So I think just focusing on a single troop type is going to be devastating for your account. You should at least invest in 2 troop types because things are going to change. You don't want to be a main in just a single troop type and then see your troop type crumble in the open field because of this last stand mechanics. It is a good idea to invest in at least 2 troop type. That way you are versatile. So if you're going to be investing in mages, I would suggest you also try and invest in infantry as a second main. You can go maybe 3 million mages and then have like 1.5 million infantry or 2 million infantry to help out on the field. That way you are versatile. If one of your troop type is not very good, you have another one to turn to. If you're going to be investing in archers, you might want to consider maybe investing in cavalry. Maybe have like 1 million to 1.5 million cavalry. That way you can become versatile as well. You can focus on different troop types. The good thing with cavalry is that you can build 3 cavalry marches very easy. You already have good archer heroes who can step in and become cavalry heroes. You can invest in cavalry and then invest in archers. Your main will be archers. You train more archers, but you have a side investment, which is the cavalry, for you to help your alliance out. Now picture this. You have an alliance with players who have invested in just a single troop type. Let's say your alliance coincidentally happened to be a mage alliance only. Now imagine with the arrival of this new system, the last stand, cavalry becomes so good in large-scale war. What is going to happen to your alliance, especially when everybody is a mage main? You don't have a lot of infantry, you have a whole bunch of mages with no versatility. So you need to think before you invest with the arrival of this new last stand mechanic. Maybe wait a little bit, see how the open field plays, and then decide whether you want to go with a single troop type or if you want to invest in 2 troop type and be versatile for your alliance. We can take Echo as an example. Echo is an alliance that has invested in pretty much everything. Like they can go with the cavalry rush where they have like over 100 people each with 5 march cavalry. Now that is awesome. Even BTX right now can do something like that. That is why you need to be versatile for your account. Don't try to put all of your eggs in one basket. Have one main and then focus on a second one as well. That way you can have fun in other areas as well. You don't want to just sit in the background and watch your teammates go and have a cavalry run while you just sit because you only have archers in your city. I don't think that's very, very good. So that's what I think in terms of investment because of this last stand. So things are about to change, guys. I don't think this combat rule is bad. I think it's going to make the game interesting. Every single troop type is going to be useful. As of right now, I don't know which one is going to be the meta. Infantry could be the meta, cavalry could be the meta, mages could still remain the meta, archers could be meta as well. We just have to wait and see what they do with the resistance. Will it be too much or will it be too little? Only time will tell. What do you guys think of the video? Let me know down below. If you're new here, subscribe for more content. Until then, talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.